What's up, guys? You're here with Goran from Pickdawgz, and you're here for your free picks for the MLS for Wednesday, October 4th. Well, guys, another Wednesday, another day of the MLS games. We have some interesting matchups. Still, some teams fighting for playoffs, some teams fighting to stay in the playoff spots. So it's gonna be another interesting round in the MLS. We also have the Champions League day in Europe, and the picks for that you can find in a separate video. So go to the Pickdawgz YouTube channel, make sure you subscribe, hit that like button, guys. We do appreciate it, and it does help us a lot in promoting our channel. Uh, 12 games, like I said, guys. The first one is between Montreal and Houston, and in my opinion, this is a do or die game for for Montreal, because they are slipping. And even though they are in that wild card spot at the moment, another loss will definitely push them down out of the playoffs. And when you have only 3 or 4 games left in the season, it's very, very hard to get back into it, especially when you have a lot of teams competing for that playoff spot. As far as Houston goes, they have been decent. They got a 0-0 draw against Dallas. They have beaten Inter Miami in the U.S. Open Cup to win that trophy. Uh, I believe they are in the playoff spot right now. Let me just do a quick check on that. But also I would say they are pretty much safe. They are 3 points above the wild card spot, and with another win or so, I think that they will be ending inside the playoff zone. So I think that Montreal has a lot more to lose in this game, and they simply have to attack. But they have zero defense right now. So I'm gonna go with both teams to score in this one, and it's minus 155. I think you can push it to over 2.5 as well, and I think that will hit as well. Charlotte is hosting Toronto, and Charlotte is one of those teams that's still within the range of the playoffs, but they are below it right now. And this is a must-win game for them. However, they haven't won any of their last 6 games. They have been sloppy at home. They have 4 wins, 8 draws, and 3 losses. The good news for them, I guess, is that Toronto is still winless on the road this season. They have 4 draws and 11 losses, and they are on a 4 game losing streak right now. But they have been showing some signs of life in that attacking end, and they have been scoring a bit of the goals. But the bad news for them is that they have a ton of injuries right now, so the depth will be reduced. But I honestly think that Charlotte doesn't deserve to be that big of a favorite right now, and I think that Toronto is finally due to step it up, and I think they're just gonna do it out of spite for Charlotte. So I'm gonna take Toronto double chance at plus 175, but if you don't have to bet this game, guys, don't do it. I'm gonna try to put like maybe half a unit, probably even less on this, simply because the double chance is priced so well. Cincinnati and Red Bulls is the next matchup, guys, and I keep repeating that Cincinnati is still the best team in the league. They're still at the top. Only 1 loss at home this season, 1 draw and 13 wins. While New York Red Bulls, they have been slowly waking up, but that loss to Chicago this past weekend cost them a lot. And even though they still have a good chance to get to that wild card spot, they definitely need a win or at least a draw out of this game. So since they have to push forward, and Cincinnati doesn't really care about playing for points here, since they will be going to the playoffs, I'm gonna go with both teams to score at minus 139 in this one. Should be a good game, and hopefully New York Red Bulls step up once again on the road. New England and Columbus is the next matchup, and these two are among the best offensive teams in the league. Both teams will be going to the playoffs, there's no doubt about it. New England still undefeated at home this season, but Columbus has been scoring a ton of goals, and they have been scoring it consistently. So uh, instead of choosing the sides, once again, guys, both teams to score in over 2.5, minus 155. As we can see, the books are expecting it, and I do agree with it. So that's gonna be my pick for this game. Philadelphia and Atlanta is the next matchup in the MLS, and Philadelphia is now on a 5 game draw streak. They are in a bit of a slump just before playoff starts, but they have only 1 loss so far at home this season, while Atlanta on the other side has 3 wins, 7 draws, and 5 losses on the road. So for as long as Philadelphia is getting these draws, I'm gonna put the money on the draw. So plus 310. The books are not expecting it. Otherwise, the price would be much, much closer to plus 200 range. And I think it's definitely worth a shot, guys. Philadelphia, like I said, 5 game draw streak right now. Atlanta has 7 draws on the road so far this season. So I think everything is pointing towards that. And this big of a price might just be the way the books are trying to push people away from the draw. So Philadelphia against Atlanta, I'm going with the draw. Austin and DC United will be playing in the next matchup, and Austin is still fighting for that playoff spot, but so does DC United. I think that they are on the wild card spot right now, but they also have four draws out of the last five games, and Austin hasn't won any of their last 10 games. I think this is a perfect game to take DC United on the double chance because they are in a better form right now, and I think they're actually performing really well in that attacking end. They're scoring goals. Well, Austin definitely does not. So, double chance on DC United. That's gonna be my pick for this one, and it's minus 114, which is absolutely amazing if you ask me. Chicago will be hosting Inter Miami in the next matchup, and Chicago did get a win against New York Red Bulls, and that was actually a precious win in their efforts to get to the playoffs. While Inter Miami on the other side, they haven't won any of their last three games, and I'm pretty sure that Messi will not be playing in this game. I keep saying he will, and then I keep getting disappointed because they just are keeping him day to day, I guess. And I know that it's been said that he probably will not play in this game. I hope that we get surprised and that he will be in the lineup, maybe at least on the bench to get in for the last 30 minutes or so. They need him. They need a win here, and if they get a win, they will be only like 2 or 3 points away from the wild card spot. And I think that they absolutely deserve it. Now, even if Messi doesn't play, I think that Inter Miami has what it takes to beat this Chicago team or at least get a draw. So I'm gonna take Inter Miami or draw. So Inter Miami on the double chance at minus 132. Dallas is hosting Colorado in Texas, and I'm keeping this one very, very simple, guys. Even though Colorado has had some decent results as of late, they are still one of the worst teams on the road this season, probably the worst team on the road this season. And when playing at home, Dallas hasn't lost to Colorado in their last eight games. So I'm gonna take Dallas on the money line here. It's minus 159 right now. I see that one of the other books has it at minus 150 right now. So do your shopping, guys. But Dallas on the money line is the way to go in this game, in my opinion. Nashville and Orlando are facing off in this next matchup, and I'm pretty sure that both of these teams will be going to the playoffs. They have been more than solid this season, fairly consistent. They did have a lot of draw in their last few games, so that might be the way to go in this one. But I'm going to go with over 2.5 goals, minus 139. Both teams are scoring quite a lot, especially Orlando, but both teams are also conceding goals right now. So, and with not a lot of stake in this game for either of these two teams, I do expect them to maybe try to sharpen their offense a little bit ahead of playoffs and to get in the better form into the playoffs as well. So, Nashville against Orlando over 2.5 goals. LAFC and Minnesota is the next matchup, and Minnesota is one of those teams that is still this close to the playoffs, but they now haven't won any of their last six games, and they became like super inconsistent. They are struggling defensively. They can score goals, and they did score a goal against San Jose last week. They had a 1-0 lead, and then they conceded in like 83rd minute or something like that for a 1-1 draw. They lost to St. Louis 2-1 at home. That was their. They actually haven't won any of their last four home games, and that's actually really, really bad for a team that's hunting the playoffs. LAFC will be going to the playoffs, but they also haven't won any of their last four games. They have lost to Salt Lake against. They have lost to Salt Lake at home 1-0. Before that, they have lost in that Mexico MLS Cup or whatever it is after a penalty shootout to Tigres, and they have been very inconsistent this season, all over the place, and that potentially is a chance for Minnesota to get back on the track here. So both teams to score an over 2.5, in my opinion, is the way to go, and that is minus 115 right now. Seattle is hosting Galaxy, and I simply have to go with goals with this one without even thinking about anything else. Galaxy has zero defense right now. However, they are scoring a ton of goals. They're so effective when it comes to scoring goals. Too bad their defense is garbage, and too bad that they don't really have time to fix it. They have to focus on their offense right now if they want to get to playoffs. This is a must-win game for them. Seattle has been all over the place this season. They really can defend as well. They are conceding goals, and with the fact that Galaxy's defense is so bad right now, I simply have to go with goals. Like I said, both teams to score in over 2.5, minus 120. I think this is a gift, and we simply have to take it, guys. And the last game of the day, the MLS, is between Vancouver and St. Louis. Vancouver is playing now their second game at home on the at home in a row, and the first one was against DC United this past weekend, which ended in a 2-2 draw. And this is their second draw in a row. Now, Vancouver will be going to the playoffs. They have been quite solid this season. They have a lot of offense. They play quite attractive football, and I did watch them a few times. They can be exciting team. They are effective in that attacking end. They're creating a lot of chances, and I think that's going to happen here as well. So, with St. Louis being one of the best teams in the league this season, and once again they're scoring a lot of goals, 6 goals in their last 2 games. This is going to be another game where we simply have to take goals. So both teams to score in over 2.5, minus 121. I think that's another gift, and I will be taking this one for sure, guys. So Vancouver against St. Louis, both teams to score and over 2.5 goals. That's it, everyone. This was all from the MLS, all 12 games that we have on Wednesday. For the Champions League picks, go to the Pickdawgz YouTube channel, guys. Check it out. And for my best bets, click the link in the description, get to the Pickdawgz website and sign up. Get a daily pass, 3-day pass, 7-day pass, or even a month-long pass if that's something you wish. That's it, guys. Have a great evening. Good luck with your bets, and I'll see you soon with more free picks.